So the Chicago Bears just got a triple dose of good news, and coming off this loss against Green Bay, I absolutely hate it. I'll take all the good news that I can get, but let's move forward to Cleveland. And I'm going to talk a little bit on the playoff picture moving forward, and also the simple fact that Ben Johnson, he showed us something completely different in this game. He showed us that he's willing to do something that no other coach in the NFL is willing to do. I'm going to get into that. But let's start with something a little more fun. Let's talk about Micah Parsons. Now, Micah Parsons talked all sorts of trash before this game, right? Saying he has no respect for the Chicago Bears, while at the same time at practice, he's running around like a crazy person, mimicking Caleb Williams so his defensive cohorts can prepare for the game. That sounds like some respect, but when we look at this Green Bay game, really good news. Caleb Williams, he had absolutely no problem whatsoever with Micah Parsons. He had no problem evading him. He had no problem not giving up any sacks against him. It was almost to a point that Micah Parsons, he felt like he needed to chirp at the media after the game about what happened. And this is just really good news before the Chicago Bears actually face the best defensive player in the game. That's Myles Garrett. He plays for the Browns. He's coming up this week. It's not Micah Parsons. Let's hear what he had to say. So this is talking to reporters after the game. He says that he told Caleb Williams this in between snaps. Look, you're not running around me. You can outrun everyone in the NFL, but not me. And I held to that the whole game. He didn't beat me to the edge one single time. Oh, Micah, if you look at the screen here, this is Caleb Williams beating him to the edge, beating him to his spot, and delivering a touchdown pass to Zacchaeus. And Caleb Williams did this repeatedly throughout the game. I mean, I don't want to undersell this. Micah Parsons, he is a problem for opposing offenses, right? When he's on the field, you got to account for him. You got to scheme for him. You got to even run to the opposite side of him. All of these things. He finished with 7 pressures, 2 quarterback hits. You'll notice there aren't any sacks in his presence alone. Chicago did have to adapt to him. But Caleb, once again, he beat Micah Parsons to the mark multiple times in this game. Parsons didn't even come close to shutting down Caleb Williams and his ability to escape pressure. In fact, once again, Caleb, he beat Parsons to the edge to deliver that touchdown pass to Zacchaeus. I don't know. I think it's just absolutely ridiculous. I wanted to bring some light to this, and this is really good news as Chicago Bears fans. Watching Caleb Williams do that against Micah Parsons, I'm not feeling that bad about him facing Myles Garrett against the Cleveland Browns. I think we can handle this. Caleb Williams won the edge against Micah Parsons. So let's kind of break down this game just a little bit to lead into what Ben Johnson did during this game. It's kind of a tale of two halves, right? The Bears showed in the second half that they were able to deliver a playoff-level effort. They were down 2 scores at halftime. A lot of other teams in a big game like this would have wilted, would have given up, would have gotten run over completely, get boat run. But the Bears, they adjusted. And they responded the way a good playoff team does. And the fact that they responded in this way, they turned it into just simply one play, not enough at the end of the game. Way different than being down 2 scores. I'll take that any day in a loss. It actually gave me more confidence in our Chicago Bears. So they're going to come to Soldier Field in 2 weeks. We will cover that when it gets here. And Green Bay, they have Denver this week. Good luck with that. Chicago, they can't fall into the classic trap game of the Cleveland Browns. Chicago needs to take care of business against Cleveland, and then they can invite Green Bay back to Soldier Field once again as second place finishers in the division. And I guarantee, I really believe that Chicago is going to take care of business at Soldier Field and start a new 4-game winning streak to finish the year. So don't undersell Cleveland. Don't look forward to this Green Bay game. Classic trap game. I hope Chicago does not fall for it. And I don't think they will because of what Ben Johnson does and what he showed that he's willing to do. He's showing that he's so sold out on playing to the strengths of Caleb Williams and not pushing him into a mold that he isn't ready for. Absolutely zero ego in this. Such good news. Gives me full ability in Ben Johnson's ability to develop Caleb, to build him up level by level. And for Johnson, he was honest about it. He didn't call a completely clean game in the first half. Kind of some questionable calls. He's allowed to have those times that he does that. But then at halftime, he's just got the ability to turn on a dime, to adjust. And he actually had the Packers defense on its heels for most of the third and fourth quarters. So this formula that he brought forward of neutralizing a great defensive end, it's going to be needed against Myles Garrett. Such good news, and he's willing to lean into what his quarterback does best, regardless of ego. So, as I brought this to light via Bill Barnwell, I always want to give credit. And with that, let's just talk through what Bill Barnwell had to say. This is from Bill. Ben Johnson very clearly wanted to do whatever he could to avoid making Caleb Williams a sitting target for Micah Parsons in the backfield. This was one of the heaviest boot and play action game plans I've ever seen on an offense. Now check this out. The Bears typically use play action on just under 33% of their dropbacks. I mean, that in its own, that is high for the NFL, one of the highest rates in the league. But on Sunday against Green Bay, that jumped to 60.5%. The highest rate for any quarterback in a single game all season, but the 8th highest rate in a single game over the last 10 years. So if you look what Williams did, and you can understand why Johnson leaned into moving his quarterback around, because Williams, he went 14 of 22 for 144 yards with 2 touchdown throws and a pick through play action, and then otherwise under center as a drop back passer, he was only 5 of 13 for 42 yards. Started slow, was 1 of 7 for, is that a typo? 2 yards in the first quarter. But as the game went on, he improved. 13 of 21 for 154 yards and 2 scores and a pick in the second half. Took 0 sacks. And our coach has this way about him. He can release his ego. He can adjust at half perhaps better than anyone else in the NFL. And he took what was looking to be a blowout, and he just patiently moved the team towards through the game to the point that it came down to one last play at the end of the game. Unfortunately, Caleb, he just didn't throw a good enough ball. He got the ball late to Cole Kmet. I think we all know that. Caleb admits that. It's just, he didn't make the play at the end of the game for once. I think things are going to be different at Soldier Field, and this didn't really do a lot of damage. I just hate losing to Green Bay. So if you look at the first half, only 32 yards passing, 6 first downs, 1 for 7 on third down, 71 total yards. Absolutely gross. But then if you look at the second half, man, such a different game. It came down to the Bears not really providing explosive plays and giving up explosive plays, right? 2 major plays in that game. That's Jacobs getting that 20-yard run when we had a gotta-have-it situation, gotta stop him. And then also, obviously, the pick to finish out the game. But we're still in the driver's seat. We still control our own destiny. We take care of Cleveland. We take care of Green Bay at Soldier Field. We've got to win our games. We are not at the mercy of someone else screwing up. Really good place to be. And I also don't want to be in a place as fans that we're like, hey, before the season, if we told you that you were going to be contending for winning the division and in the playoffs, you would have been happy with that, right? So just chill out. Just if we lose, no big deal. That's loser talk. We are in this place for a reason. We have earned to be in the spot that we are in, and I expect us to win these games and make it to the playoffs and win this division. That is the level of expectation right now. Now, we're not going to freak out and be like Steelers fans and say fire the coach and all of this nonsense if we don't make it to the promised land this year. We're going to be patient, but the expectation is to win. There's a new standard, and I absolutely love that we have a coach that sets that standard. So you guys let me know what you think. Bear down. I'll talk to you in the comments, and as always, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Huge blessing, and we'll talk tomorrow. See ya.